Want to hear a more diverse perspective on art? Tune in to Speaking of Art, the official podcast of Sharjah Art Foundation, featuring conversations with some of the most prominent artists and curators from Asia, Africa, and around the world. Listen to Speaking of Art wherever you get your podcasts. Want to hear a more diverse perspective on art? Tune in to Speaking of Art, the official podcast of Sharjah Art Foundation, featuring conversations with some of the most prominent artists and curators from Asia, Africa, and around the world. Listen to Speaking of Art wherever you get your podcasts.
what a choice of a song for this Tuesday morning. I'm saying choice because, yesterday Alan Kyerematen held a press conference and announced his resignation from the NPP. Now, he says he's the leader for Movement for Change. Their symbol is, what do you call it, Afafantoe? It's a butterfly. Is that why you chose this song this morning?
Well,
have nothing to do with this song choice this morning.
Well, I could say yes, but it's not because of politics. I love this song. This is one of the greatest Ghanaian songs that I've ever had.
I can say
but since yesterday, Afafantoe has been ringing in my mind.
But it's all good. It's now some 13 minutes to hit 8 o'clock, and this is Love in the Morning on Love 99.5. I'm sure that by now, with all the information that we have churned out for you on radio and of course on our social media spaces, you're very much aware of the fact that the Republic Bank Love FM Habitat Fair is on its way to you. And we've said a lot so far. We've given you a lot of information about housing so far, but what we can assure you of is that when you make time to join us at the Republic Bank Love FM Habitat Fair, everything concerning your housing needs will be addressed for you. I'm saying this on authority because over the past few years where we've had the Habitat Fairs, many people, patrons who have thronged the venue, have always enjoyed the fair, and they've benefited immensely from it. So today we continue with that conversation. And, one key part of a house's beauty is the quality of paint and the color used. So if you want that project, you want that building of yours to look beautiful, then a lot depends on the color of paint and of course the quality of paint. Now I'll tell you why in a bit, because they play a key role in there. But unfortunately, many people make wrong choices when it comes to paints. Some people, they go for paints that fade fast or peel off quickly, and others settle for poor color choices and of course color combination when it comes to their paint. So you realize that somebody will do some blue and some purple or some combination that doesn't really match that well. So we want to talk about paints this morning. All right? We want to talk about paints this morning. And see, if I decide to give you a free bucket of paint, if I want to give you one bucket of paint for free this morning, what color will you choose? And which area of your house would you want to paint that use that paint for? All right, I'll be telling you much more about all this shortly, but Leo Stanley's got some messages for us.
So Anointed Electrical Engineering Services Limited is into sale of ultra silent generators from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA, and we undertake maintenance and repairs all kinds of diesel engine generators. Also, we have stock genuine spare parts of all kinds of various generators, and you can find Anointed Electricals at TAT Yard of the Ark, Mayanka Road in Asokwa, and in Accra the head office is number 77 Anointed House of the Odoko Malam Road. Contact is 0243 480334 or 0544 340 589. So you need to quench your thirst with water, and you need to drink water to keep you alive and keep you kicking. Awake is a premium purified water that is treated through a straight purification process. That is why I am recommending them to you this morning. We have the perfect sizes that fits for all use. We have the 330 ml and 500 ml bottles, fits for your bags and pockets, and the 750 for the heavy drinkers, and the 1.5 liters for those who always want more. And we also have the special 19-liter jar for homes and offices. Now, all you need to do is just stay awake with Awake Purified Drinking Water wherever you go. So grab a bottle today and stay healthy with Awake Purified Drinking Water. And remember, every bottle that you purchase, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, and it's a product from Casa Preco Company Limited. Call 0262-351-251 if you want to buy it in bulk, or if you want to do some business with it.
Now, before Leo continues, I'd like to say this to our listeners out there listening. Earlier we announced that we want to talk about paint and all that, which of course is a very key component when it comes to building, but again, looking at the magnitude of the announcement made yesterday by John Kojo Alan Kyerematen, announcing to the whole nation and the world that he's decided to resign from the NPP and to go contest as an independent candidate in the 2024 elections. We think that it's appropriate and prudent for us to give some more time to it. So earlier we activated the phone lines and asked you to call us. I think we picked about 9 calls or so, 2 dropped and all that. But we want to extend the time this morning. We want to extend the conversation this morning. So you cannot have your say, on this matter.
David, because I was receiving a lot of people were saying that David per se be freebie. So the course were coming, and Kate was also indicating that lot of course was on the bazaar and all that. But David, I think that
so let me do it properly. So we're continuing with the conversation, and would like for you to also be a part of it. If earlier you didn't call or you called and we rushed you through and all that, don't worry. We are extending the conversation now so you can be a part of it. This is the Ashanti region. This is where Kojo Alan-Kyerematen hails from, although he has a bit of roots from the central region as well. But what do you make of his decision to resign? What do you make of a decision to go as an independent candidate, leading a group called the Movement for Change?
Arise, Ghana Arise again.
MFC, yeah. MFC.
No, but I think he was categorical to say that it's not a political party.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's a movement.
That's what I'm saying. He's leading it.
Yes.
He's leading them, and he says what? Cash for the people, and then jobs
for the people. He's going back to the 2007 campaign. And if that person had a lot of people disagreeing with, some agreeing with.
So one person that disagrees with you is somebody who also sent a voice note in.
Yeah.
And Leo, if you don't mind, go on to our WhatsApp console. We want to hear from you people out there. And before you play that one, our very affable, journalist with us in our newsroom, Nanaya Ojima, he went to Swami Magazine. Yeah. He engaged with so many people yesterday, but one that caught my attention the most is this very one. Play that one for me.
Alan-Kyerematen and we announced to say Obeko independent. What's your opinion on that?
Okay, your friend me Utukui. Alan-Kyerematen hono emwa Alan Ankasa. Dentia emwa Alan say I don't know a group a crew na yin ya den ye dwen. Wo de ebeduru mra emu odini bia no na wa ye den. Na watwo nti Alan wonya be ma wo yehufo.
All right, so that's one of the guys that Nanaya Ojima, engaged with yesterday. Now, earlier on this morning when we were having our own banter, where we're talking about, things that are happening pertaining to the resignation of Alan Kyerematen, we activated the phone lines. In a bit, give me some 10 minutes or so, we'll be activating the phone lines again. But this is what somebody sent in, disagreeing. And listen, we agree to disagree. So somebody disagrees with some, of the analogy or the presentation by Eugene Osei to take a listen to what the person had to say.
Good morning, David. Trust you are doing very well. I'm listening to Eugene's analysis and I disagree with him. It appears Eugene is not factoring in the current situation that we find ourselves. In fact, he has failed to take cognizance of the real situation that we find ourselves. The references that he's made is not in tandem with what we are experiencing now. So in 2024, it's a different ball game altogether. Have you seen the youth getting involved in a demonstration like what happened the other time? Now the youth in all the political parties, they are suffering. So they don't care about who will come, who is from their party. What they want now is somebody who will come and save this country. And don't forget that politics is in the message before we even look at the personality. The fact that Alan came third in that they are super delegates does not necessarily mean that he's out of the equation. No. It depends on how he's going to carry himself, the message that he's going to present to the good people of Ghana. And that will determine whether he will succeed or not. Because the situation we find ourselves in this country, it opens up opportunity for whoever wants to contest as a president in this country. Yes, with regards to the parliamentary elections, the parties may take it as it has happened in the previous election. But with the presidential one, we should be very careful, because if we are not careful, what happened in Benin will happen in Ghana. If you recall, Kerekou won elections, Soglo came, beat Kerekou, Kerekou came back again. Then when Soglo wanted to come back, they voted for Yayi Boni, who was an independent candidate. So it's early days yet. Nobody can write Alan-Kyerematen off. And I'm making a prediction that in whichever way Alan-Kyerematen will take the elections in 2024 to a second round.
All right, so he says Alan-Kyerematen is going to take the elections to a second round. I don't know what you think. I don't know whether you believe or you agree with him or you don't agree with him. But listen, your thoughts are as important as that of his. So let's hear from.
Want to hear a more diverse perspective on art? Tune in to Speaking of Art, the official podcast of Sharjah Art Foundation, featuring conversations with some of the most prominent artists and curators from Asia, Africa, and around the world. Listen to Speaking of Art wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, so our WhatsApp number is 05511119995. All right, that's our WhatsApp number. Again, it is 05511119995, and we'll be activating the phone lines in a bit where you can join us like we normally do, and you can call us on 03220-83596 or 03220-83597 or 03220-83598. All right, so a lot of divergent views coming in. And you still stand by what you said earlier, that Allah cannot even pull a surprise and run the election 2024 to a runoff?
No, David. For him to push an election to a runoff, you need to get about 2%. And I've said that he won't get the 2% of the national vote. That's what I've said. I've not said he's not a strong candidate. I've not said that. I've not said that he is not important. I've not said that.
For anything to work for him, what strategy do you think he needs to mount?
For me, first is his team. The team. And you see, David, what a lot of people are not saying is that when you listen to the Price MP, for example, PK, listen to the former MP, Catherine Abilima Afeku, yeah. All of them have said that the way he's going, they don't support him. And yesterday, when they brought their hashtag, when Joy FM does it is wrong, we are Joy, but they can do we are MPP. All of them posted we are MPP and are not supporting Alan Kyerematen. So almost half of the team he went into the contest with, they've deserted him. So the point I'm making is for you to push an election into a runoff, for you to be a third party or a political party of an independent candidate, you need to have 2%. As an analyst, I've given you 79, where 4 independent candidates, they couldn't even get 2%. I've given you the history of, and you see, Sledge was trying to make a point. You should go back to 2008 and ask of Amofa. Very popular.
Can I ask you to hold on for me, because people are on the phone lines. I don't want their credit to run out. So yes. I have Ernest on, I have Sam Cool on, and all that. So let's speak to our callers on the phone lines right now, which means that you can call us as well. Keep your contributions straight to the point and simple. Keep it simple, civil and diplomatic. All right. So call us on 03220-83596, 03220-83597, and 03220-83598. Alan Kyerematen says he has resigned from the NPP. He is going to lead Movement for Change. Ernest, good morning.
Good morning, bro.
What do you make of his decision?
I think arrogance of power has brought MPP to this level. Honestly, they think that their numbers are enough to keep them in power. But they are making a big mistake. Politics is all about numbers. Because some of us who were polling agents some years back is now thinking otherwise, because the manner they are treating party members, especially who are not aligned to some of the people who are close to power, is becoming unbecoming. And you cannot tell me that the resignation of Alan Kyerematen will not bear any consequences coming 2024 election. Unless you are not a political member. No, MPP, the way they are doing, I don't know why they are doing all this.
So Ernest, tell me this, what do you think the best that, what do you think, Alan, the best that he can pull in the 2024 election, what do you think that will be?
So couldn't they have, spoken to him in a manner that, fine, he went for the super delegate election, which some of us saw how they were treating the other 9.
Ernest, can you hear me? Ernest, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What will be Alan's best, performance in the 2024 elections? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it won't be anything to write home about, because he can't win. I know for exact. But I think he will do something that will undermine the opportunity of MPP winning in 2024.
We hear you, Ernest. Thank you very much. 03220-83596, 03220-83597, and 03220-83598. Sam Cool, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you, sir.
Right. Good morning to your listeners, everyone. Let me go straight fine gentleman, and we all like his contribution, when things like this pops up. But what Eugene has refused to analyze is today's issue is different from 1979 issues. Today's current issues is different from 1979 issues, and that Orenkwa Bofa or whatever thing that he alluded to, who contested in 2008 as an independent candidate. Now, he was saying that half of Alan's supporters like Katrina, Sekou, David, have you forgotten that David Opoku is an MP? How can he move from his MP to come and follow an independent candidate? It doesn't make sense. Have you forgotten that Sly Tete and the likes, they are all members of parliament? So if everybody who is an MP cannot go and support an independent candidate. So it is wise. That is the reason why Alan Kyerematen said, vote for your PC and vote for me as your presidential candidate. Now, going forward, you said Alan doesn't have a constituency. Look, Eugene, let me tell you, the greatest constituency in Ghana is the youth. The youth wants job. The youth want job. John Mahama was an MP. He had the constituency. Akufo-Addo was once an MP. He had the constituency. Those people that you are mentioning, they all have constituencies, and their wives have been in the public spectacle. Look, Samira Bawumia has a second lady. He's already in public. People know him. People know her. Lordina Mahama, people know her. So if you're saying that Alan's wife, people doesn't know her, people are going to know Alan's wife through what Alan is going to do. You know what I mean? Now, today's politics is about competence. It's bread and butter. That is what we are going to use in 2024.
Let's see how it goes, Sam Koo. Thanks very much for joining us. Sahini, good morning.
Good morning, David.
Let's hear you, sir.
Thank you very much. David, one thing is, Alan is not the option that the youth need. We must all be honest to ourselves. The youth of Ghana today doesn't need a leader like Alan right now as we are talking. The best for Alan, the best that Alan could have done was to have resigned about 2 years ago. If he had done that, he could have wielded a lot of weight than resigning yesterday. Why am I saying that? You've been with the government that you are now criticizing all this while. And since things didn't go your way, you are resigning. So the youth will ask, so what if things went as Alan wanted? Would he have resigned? No. He would just be keeping us in this mess. So we should not tickle ourselves and laugh, or Alan shouldn't tickle ourselves and laugh. Alan wouldn't pull any significant impact in 2024 election. But if Kennedy Japan also resigns and join Alan, that is where things will change. But as we speak, Alan is not the option for Ghanaian youth. Thank you.
I hear you, Sahini, but I don't foresee that happening. Is it possible?
David, I agree with him. See,
can we speak to Isaac before?
Okay.
Isaac, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Dave, this all about is a strategy to destroy NPP because soon Ken and the rest after their distance, their election, they will join Kojo Kyerematen. You mark it on the wall. So they are just going to destroy NPP. They want to repeat history. That's my thought. Thank you.
I hear you, Isa, but who's going to destroy who? I mean,
but David, I agree.
Alex, please hold the line for me.
David, I agree with Sahini. If Ken had been the one to resign today, clearly the conversation would have been different because he endears to the grassroots and the very downtrodden in the political system.
He's like the Donald Trump of Ghana, huh?
Sort of.
But you see, he presents himself more as a truth bearer, as a frank person. He is more like how Akufo-Addo was sold to us. Frank, firm, principled, disciplined. He would have garnered that momentum today if the conversation was.
And he's not
him.
the typical political figure that we know.
Yeah, because he's never been minister. You can't really. It's his businesses, and we all know that some of them are tied to the prawns of politics. But he's not been minister, so you can't really say that. Like he's your traditional politician. You know, you can judge Alan based on PSI.
That's why David said Trump was also the same kind of person. He was never in
Alex, good morning.
But, you know.
Good morning, Dave.
I say you, Alex.
Alan said he has resigned. As somebody rightly said, if he had being the number one on the delegates votes, I don't think he will be saying this today. This is telling us the kind of politicians we have in this country. They are always thinking about themselves. If it was Manasseh Azure Awini or Samson Ladi who says they want to go independent, then you can say something about that. Then we see that there's hope. But this one is just about personal interest, self-interest. So it will not go anywhere.
He says he's not going to get anywhere. Those are his thoughts, and his name is Alex. Sledge is back on the line. We activated the lines earlier. He came through. He's come through again. Sledge, let's hear you. What do you want to add to what you said before?
David, I heard someone saying that if Alan won the Spadeli's conference. But David, let me take you back. When Alan was campaigning before the Spadeli's conference, I remember in one of his interviews, he said it's very difficult for people to even get a message for the 2024 election. Some of the party members were not happy with it, that he's criticizing the government that he's been part of. So Alan has seen something in the party. So even if people are saying that Alan was part of the system, but the person, he was just a minister, but the person was a vice president. He's saying that he has his own ideas to rule Ghana. But for that one, people are not saying anything about it. But Alan, as a minister, who was even resigned, is saying that he also has a plan for the youth. He is leading a movement which is being dominated by the youth. People do not understand that. But let me correct you on something. Before Alan Kyerematen withdrew from the race, I know he met all those MPs, former MPs, leaders of the party who supported him. Had a meeting with them, gave them their reasons why he cannot continue the race. And I knew that issues of this resignation and also going solo was part of even the meeting. So for OPK, Katina Feku, Sly, and all those people to even come out to say we are MPP, yes, they are MPP. They supported Alan because Alan was MPP.
Yeah, Sledge.
Alan did not expect those people to come out of MPP to support him.
Sledge. So let me ask you this. So multimedia, you are familiar with our system. Apuzo is our branch manager. Jimmy Agla is our general manager. They are part of management. Something happens at Love FM. Then Apuzo says, "Oh, me, I'm not the general manager." So Bamia is like Jimmy. He's the general manager. He is the chair of the committee. So I'm exonerated for 7 years. Would that make sense to you?
No, I don't think Alan Kyerematen has gone anywhere pointing fingers that the vice president.
No, Sled, you are not answering my question. The question I'm asking is that will Alan have that moral right to say that he's exonerating himself from whatever that is happening in the economy?
Alan never said and has never said anywhere that he has not been part of the system. But he said that the way things have gone is very difficult for people to even get a message for 2024, and which is true. What is the message my former party is bringing on board? What is the message my former party? What is the message are they bringing on board? Listen, we know and I'm happy that all those big guns are at the backstage now, and the youth are taking center stage of Alan's campaign. And yesterday he emphasized it.
Well, Sledge, thank you very much. I know that the conversation, the debate, the argument is going to continue for days to come, especially when at 2 p.m. today, the NPP would also hold a press conference to respond to the resignation of Alan Kojo Kyerematen. Ken, sorry for making you hold on the line for so long. Let's hear you, sir.
David, good morning once again. David, let me take you back to the classroom. You know, especially this thing that I'm going to say happens in the private schools. When a teacher leaves a school, there's a deduction or a subtraction in an enrollment. So that is what is Alan. To be fair, we all know he's not going, or the 2024, he's not going to win. But this is a system of collapsing, or better still, reducing the numbers that MPP have. So fairness, and then like I said before, when Kennedy also loses this incoming flag bearership elections, I'm sure he will also subtract himself, and then it's going to affect this party badly. negative. Right.
Well, Ken, thank you very much. Let's speak to one more caller, and then we'll go into our WhatsApp console. Kwame is our final caller. Kwame, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, David. How is everybody?
Everybody is well here. We want to hear your thoughts about Alan's resignation and then leading the movement for change.
Yes, I think that Alan is going to cause the defeat of NPP. See, what is happening is this. All those who are following Alan, and when Alan resigned from the race, they said that they are joining Bawumia. Sly, Afeku, and we have some others, because they are going for parliamentary contest. Okay. If they should lose today, their language will change. They are afraid that if you don't join the system, you are likely not to be voted for as a parliamentary candidate. So you see that their language will change. Again, should they go on 4th November and vote and Kennedy loses, a lot of Kennedy supporters will now switch to Alan, mark my words, because they don't like the system. Anybody who is following Kennedy, anybody who is following Alan, anybody who is following Akoto, they don't like the system. What Alan said is true. The party is hijacked by some few people. So the days ahead is very, very interesting. I'm telling you, Alan is going to gather momentum and NPP will go to opposition. Mark my words. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Kwame, our final caller. Thanks very much for joining us. And like I said before, the conversation is just beginning. Usually you want to do some analysis, some calculations.
Let me do this. Now the conversation is that Leo, I never knew Leo to be this mathematical. Leo is saying that for Alan to get 2%, you can push into a runoff. And yesterday,
national vote.
National vote. And yesterday, when Sammy Jemfi joined the Joy FM S space, I always miss it, Twitter or X space. He also made the same point that yes, there may be the likelihood of a runoff. To get a runoff in our 4th Republican dispensation, based on what the connoisseurs are saying, you need to get about 2%. Now, the last voter roll we sent to the election was 17 million, right? Per the limited register, EC is expecting about 1.3 million. Then they will do the general one, right? So let's say plus or minus 19 million going into 2024 out of the 33 million, so 19 million registers. Now, for you to get 2% of 19 million,
out to is average.
It's average. So let's say plus or minus 17 million people would turn out. We are just doing rough approximation. That is 0.02 times 17 million, right? Now, David, what that means, Alan has to get 340,000 votes national. Now, there are 16 regions in Ghana. You know, they don't have equal strength and equal population. The most populous is Greater Accra and Ashanti, 5.4 million, right? Now, if you are dividing by the 16 regions, just some simple math, it means that averagely, every region needs to give Alan at least 21,250 votes. That is the hurdle he has to cross. He has to get about 400,000 votes and expect every region to give him an average of, let's say, about 25,000 votes. Now, I'm asking, can Alan pull this off?
And again, whilst you're asking that question, I'm also asking you that, listen, Alan is not necessarily looking for...
Yeah, I get... Oh, no, you mean that now and then you know.
I'm building a person, allow me. I have kept saying this morning that MPP to win a general election needs about 74-75% of Ashanti region vote. Yes. As we speak, many people who are even at the grassroots level are disappointed in the party.
Not just Ashanti. He's been crying.
No, you see, the Ashanti, they are not looking for this one.
Okay.
They are disappointed. Okay. They feel, left sideline and all that. So, vote apathy might setting. Yes. The anger could even boil and move into having sympathy votes from the region for Alan.
Yes.
And all this put together means that the 74-75%.
And now people who will not vote for NDC now have an option to vote for Alan.
So you realize that even in the Ashanti region where this is their World Bank,
yes,
if all these things come to play, there's a possibility of a runoff. That's what the issue is.
I agree. But David, the point I'm making is that those who may not want to vote for the NDC will say that this man for 7 years was part of the regime that has brought us here. I'm coming. So that is the point I asked Snell, that both Bawumia and Alan find themselves in a certain quagmire. Why do you think Joe Biden will go and sit at the back for 4 years after Barack Obama and come back? There's a reason. And that reason is that these people were the key decision makers when it comes to the economy, including the Greek minister. So the point I'm making is that today, per the report coming from EIU, every single data is showing that the NDC will win the elections. If the NPP will win the election, anybody they present must be able to tell us how they are exonerating themselves from the paralysis we are in today, and why the ideals and ideas and vision they have weren't taken. Because if you are making an argument for Bawumia Alan that he was just part of a team, his ideologies were not taken. Bawumia cannot just say, I'm not the boss. After all, David Akwete, the deputy programs manager, he can make a suggestion. Apujo can stamp on Apujo is the branch manager. David, look at the point I'm making. So the point I'm making is that they all can make those excuses, but you cannot tell me for 8 years your decision was not taken, your contributions was not considered, and you sat there for 8 years. Then that even paints a certain picture about your leadership.
But again, in all this, Eugene, I know we are wrapping up, but in all this, I ask one simple question: do you agree that people are peeved with the MPP?
David,
hold on.
Yes.
People within the MPP itself are peeved.
Yes.
They are. You agree?
Yes.
We cannot quantify how many they are.
Yes.
But if they decide not to vote for the MPP in the Ashanti region,
if
they decide to vote for Alan, for whatever reasons, I thought
if they don't vote for MPP, who will be the next option?
David, a classical example in 2008. The Achim people were angry. I'm a Achim man. And David, I didn't want to do the tribal side of this argument.
No, but it plays a role.
It plays a role, yes, but I won't go there. You know, sometimes when you're not careful, you enter the precipice or whatever. So I don't want to go there. There are people who say that the Achim side of the MPP have hijacked the party. That is the Danko side, right? Now, David, there are also people who believe, the Northern People's Party stock, believe that Busi a D, Danko D, a do Dombo. What about that people? Are we thinking about them? Look at the population of the northern region. Today, the most populous and growing municipality in the whole Ghana is the northern region. Have you looked at those numbers there? So I'm saying that it's not as simplistic that some people are angry. In 2008, when people were angry when I angry Papa Kofu and they didn't vote, did they vote for the NDC in Ashanti region? No, they sat home. So the MPP lost that election by 40,563 votes because the people in Ashanti region, instead of going to vote for the end, decided that apathy. So it's not a cast in stone, a sure banker that the people who will not vote for a certain Bawumia, who we all know will vote for Alan. They may sit home and say that even if this man I'm going to vote for is coming from the stock. Leo, do you get the point I'm making? And also, let's not discount the growing numbers from the up north. The Dombo people, they feel that Buzi Aba, Dankwaba. If it's Dombo, then we should also give it to Dombo. And the MPP is at a point where they also want to build a certain image beyond Bawumia. That indeed the MPP is an inclusive party. Why do you say
there has been a cloud over the party?
So it's part of it. And then you see, I always say this: when you read about American history, Barack Obama was an outlier, just like Bawumia. Classic example was an outlier. It was a certain Hillary who was coming from a certain political hegemony to come and take over. But when they read the signs, the Democrat presented a certain Barack Obama, and they secured for him 2 elections. So I'm saying that the dynamics are a landslide. And you see, ask any student of American politics will tell that the 2008 election was a Republicans win. But the certain Barack Obama with unique demographics came. And you see, let's just asking about the constituency of Bawumia. It will be someone who is just blinded. Because you don't like politics. But if I ask you about the constituency of Bawumia, you can give me some.
No.
You can give me some. But Alan, we don't get that. So that's what I'm saying, that I'm not discounting him, but I'm saying that the Alan from 2007 and now has reduced a lot when it comes to popularity, has reduced a lot when it comes to clout, has reduced a lot when it comes to constituency. Because even some of the key Kufuor people we mentioned, isn't Isaac Osei a key Kufuor, isn't he following Bawumia? Isaac Osei, former MP for Subin to follow Bawumia. That's a statement itself. We've also seen the comments by Papa Kufuor when it comes to Bawumia. So all those things are part of it.
Good morning, Dave. This is Isaac. Alan Kyerematen's resignation is in the right direction. The NPP is not a party that is known to reward hard work. We have all worked for the party before. But when they came into power, it is their friends, their cronies, and their girlfriends that they have put in certain offices. So you can follow the party over, you will not get anything. If Alan Kyerematen has stayed, nothing would have changed. So it is better for him to move out and then form his own party. Because when he stays anyway, nothing will come out of it. Okay? And I think the youth of this country must not be glued to these 2 political parties that have monopolized our political system.
it's about time we turn to other places so that these two cronies will know that at least there's another force that if they don't take care, will come and then overtake them. So, we are happy for them. Ashantis must rally behind Alan Kyerematen.
That was somebody's thought. And listen, the messages keep coming through. A lot of people sharing their views and opinions on this very matter. Very interesting views, huh? I just can't wait for the election 2024 to come. I just can't wait. And again, I just can't wait to see the message that Alan will be sharing with the people out there. Although he touched on a few things in his presentation yesterday, I want to see him, roll out some positive things on the ground, and then we can make some judgment as well. But let's listen to this other voice message.
You see, David, Eugene was spot on, you see. But, Eugene, there is no one in this world to tell me that what was done to Alan is fair. It's not fair. That is why we have our choices, you see. He has defected. Those supporting Bawumia or Kufuor's candidates and other things, are those in power currently. You have people in MPP now as regional chairman, and at times you ask yourself, what happened? You see, forget. Alan has defected, and I think he's going to make a headway. Let's wait for the primaries to end, and let's see. You see Kennedy Japan also defecting, or probably declining to help in any way for NPP. So you see, don't say that. He has his reason, and that the reason is genuine. He says that he is the third force, and the youth are going to support him. Let us give him the chance. That is also another chance for us to vote for him, for another third force. Forget about this issue of parliament and other things. He wouldn't have enough number. And the numbers that we had in parliament since 92, what has that brought this country to? It has brought this country to chaos. We know best practice in Germany, in elsewhere, in Europe and other things. They do coalition in parliament before they can what? And it's always about the national agenda, not party interest. So the number in parliament means that is non-starter. We shouldn't go there. Look at what happened this 2020 election. When power, the parliament shift a bit. Did you see what? Have you seen? If we were having this kind of parliament in Ghana, what do you think? Do you think it would have been?
Hello, David. Good morning. For the paint, I will want the.
All right. So we'll hold on this one. That's for another conversation. I know that's what we advertised that we're going to have a conversation on, but we had to shelve it for obvious reasons. So don't worry. We'll respond to this message. But there's another message that just came through on the WhatsApp console. It's from Ziggy Brown. What does he say?
He said for the first time, Eugene is getting it all wrong. He's analyzing like he's a member of the mafia in the
which
in the MPP.
Interesting times are ahead. All right, so thanks very much for your time with us today on Love in the Morning. It's been an all Alan morning. At 2 p.m. later this afternoon, you and I know what's going to happen. The MPP says they have a response for Alan Kyerematen. He has resigned as a member for the MPP. We can't wait to see or hear what the MPP would present today at 2. But for now, we've got messages for you. And then we'll cross over to Joy 99.7 for more on the Alan's resignation and leading the movement for change.
Wahese wako shop akodi dwa ahodo baskets ma emu provisions ene nyoma ahodo ehia opa we delay musa edru so na ukotua nso a yaka kire wo se untimi nchante e me chance number na so ya keke na mom o de Vodafone cash dia uni how cry yaka ko bia say dia untimi de Vodafone cash etua merchant bia or what network bia so straight direct sharp enti say water provisions fuel inro inuane me kire say bia o pese wo ye bia no Vodafone cash amana ye remember ma o hia obeya de say obedale *110# netua ka ko merchant bia ho e wo network bia so enia Vodafone.
1xBet jackpot is here with weekly massive prizes up for grabs. All you have to do is place your bets on any sports game and stand a chance to win. Simply register at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code JackpotGhana and place your bets. 1xBet is your key to great victories. Feel like a winner. 1xBet. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
My name is Diana Hamilton, VGMA Artist of the Year 2021 and brand ambassador of Awake Purified Drinking Water. I am super excited to partner with Ghana's first charity-driven water to give back to our communities. Awake is a brand that makes a difference. We impact the world around us. That is why for every bottle of Awake water you buy, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. Yes, every time you quench your thirst with a refreshing bottle of Awake, you're helping contribute to save lives. So keep drinking Awake Purified Drinking Water and let's continue making a difference. Awake Water, one for life, supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, DBS Industries has done it again. We have taken the lead by introducing the newest Colorlink Plus roofing sheets. It comes with 20-year warranty against fading.
Hold on a second. Did you say 20-year warranty against fading?
Yes. In addition, it has self-clean properties, meaning it has the ability to clean dirt that settles on it, making your roof look beautiful at all times.
This DBS offer is super cool.
Get your Colorlink Plus roofing sheet for your roof today. Look out for Colorlink imprint on our sheets. Locate DBS Limited in Kumasi on the Kumasi Accra Road at Adakwajachi opposite Kwamo Gwel filling station. Call our hotline on 050-600-4141 or 0543-286-637. Visit our other factories in Accra, Tamale and Takrady. DBS Industries, your roof experts.
How the superdelegates election went down. He talks about vote buying and influencing having caused the outcome that we saw. You are close to those at the center of your party. How do you assess that exercise? How do you think the NPP conducted themselves in that superdelegates election?
Unfortunately, I have not been very active. I'm supposed to be a suspended member of the party. I said, they damn it. No, none of them can sack me from that party. None of them. None of them. I say it again. Otherwise, this country will shake. Now, the point is, I don't know much about how the superdelegate itself was put in place. Now, if you claim that the superdelegates, what do you call it, a procedure was not done properly, you are a very senior member of the party. I'm talking about Allah, very senior member of the party. You have every right to put your foot down and say, no, we are not going by your dictates. Secondly, you talk about vote buying, which to me is so disturbing. That has been the policy of the party now, vote buying, to buy vote in order to lead this country. No wonder we are in what we are today. Once again, God bless B.J. Darocha, and may he rest peacefully in the bosom of the Lord. Because Darocha would never have allowed that if he had been alive. Never, ever, if he were to be the chairman of the party. But this is where we have reached. Vote buying. And vote buying leads to what? You have to look for money. You need money to buy votes. And that leads to what? That leads to stealing of state property, state money, state funds. And that has brought us to where we are economically today.
Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, you keep referencing BJ Darocha, who actually did say the last time Alan Kyerematen resigned from the party that he should not be let back in. Do you think it was a mistake for the NPP to embrace Alan Kyerematen again after he first quit?
I remember very well when Alan resigned. I think it was in 2008 or so. I was then an ambassador. And I called BJ, and BJ was trying to explain to me. And I think BJ was right. He was right. He himself, left to him alone, he definitely was against his coming back into the party. But BJ brought conditions, which Alan applied, which Alan, agreed to. Other than that, he wouldn't have been accepted. The conditions that BJ brought, he accepted all of them. That's why he came back to the party. Well, BJ Darocha is a strong man, selfless person. I use the word selfless, a man who had nothing. Nothing. We've had such people in the party before. People who had nothing. Aram Ponsa had nothing. J.H. Mensah had nothing. Now look at those in authority now. And I have been saying, and I keep on saying, whoever takes over this country as a leader and fails to call these people to order, all those who have served in this government of Akufo-Addo, to account for what they have, and also their accounts, their physical accounts of monies or whatever it is that they have looted out of this country. If the new leader fails to do that, he will be my number one enemy. Because the monies that have been siphoned out of this country are so huge, and that has brought it into the state in which we are now.
Well, the last time he quit the party, he came back. Do you foresee that might happen again? Perhaps under new conditions, just like BJ Darocha laid out for him the last time?
No, I don't believe he will come back. Because if he even tries to come back, I personally will be surprised. Then it shows straight that this is a man without principle. And I don't think he will do that. He's quite a sensible child. Now, secondly, I don't think the party itself will accept it.
Now, we know that there's going to be a press conference at 2 p.m. today. The party is going to be speaking. What do you anticipate they will have to say about all this?
To be frank with you, the leadership of the party at the moment is not strong. We don't have heavy-duty men there. Men who can speak their mind. They are all under the thumb of Akufo-Addo. All of them. And I say that with authority. So I'm not interested in what they are going to say. They will just come to sing the voice of Akufo-Addo. That's all.
Well, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, I want to thank you for making the time to speak to us this morning. We appreciate it very much.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you also very much. Bye-bye.
Right, well, that's Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo speaking to us there, giving his reactions to Alan's announcement. There's a lot more for us to do on this. So many thoughts to accumulate. We have Dr. Kobi Mensah joining us now, and we know him. He's a political marketer, and he's been observing these events for some time now. Let's say good morning to him. Dr. Kobi Mensah, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me. Good morning to everybody.
Yeah. All right. Now, the last time we talked about Alan, you actually quoted some studies you had done, which were, very much anticipating that he would win in November. This must be a shock to you.
Well, I think that I was not surprised, if I should put it that way, because when we had a conversation and he had issued a statement that he would come and tell the country the direction that he would take his, political life, I suspected that perhaps, something like that would come out. because we had also heard, especially those of us who are within the political circles, have heard, about quite a number of disturbing issues. Money is flying here and there. And so when he had said that he would meet his team, his family, to make a very concrete, decision on his political life, I thought that perhaps it would not get to November. He would actually quit. So it wasn't that much of a surprise, knowing what I knew.
Yeah. Let's talk about how he did it. Okay, so first he gave a statement after the Superdelegates Conference where he was quite clear about his misgivings. Then he announced another press conference to tell the world his plans. That got postponed. A new date was not set until the Occupy Jilobi House demonstrations were underway. On day 2, he then announced that he would have this presser on Monday. And in this presser, he leverages heavily on that demonstration. He identifies it as a lightning rod for the youth, which he correctly estimates to be about 55% of the electorate. He then affiliates himself to them and says he seeks to represent them as an independent on the movement for change. I mean, I'm sure there are permutations flying around in your head right now about how he went about this. How do you assess his approach and strategy?
Well, obviously, Kojo, it tells you how his thought processes had been culminating to this particular period, especially knowing how active the young people had become in our political system, which had never happened before. Perhaps you would say that thanks to social media, because it's given out a lot of voices. I don't think that in the past, you and I can actually go to GBC and say, hey, I have something on my mind I want to say. They would not even look at your face because who are you? You could only have a political voice. Either you demonstrate in the street or you get onto the media houses. Otherwise, you would not be heard. Now, fast forward, we are now in a social media age where people can voice out their concerns of the political system, whether they are happy or not happy with it. They would tweet. They would do all kind of things. It would go viral. Now, he realizes that this is perhaps a moment that he can seize. This is perhaps a moment that he can convince, especially the young people, that you do not necessarily have to be stuck